What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Joseph, and welcome to Fiction Ink Flow. We are in the middle of Hispanic Heritage Month, and today I want to talk to you about some of my favorite Hispanic comic book characters. So I'm going to give you a brief overview of my top 5 Hispanic comic book characters. Let's jump right into it. Number 5 is Blue Beetle, also known as Jaime Reyes. Jaime first appeared as Blue Beetle in Infinite Crisis number 3 in 2003. Jaime was a regular kid from El Paso, Texas, who was just doing his own thing, and on his way home one day, he was like kind of exploring the desert a little bit, and he found this scarab in the ground. Later that night, the scarab came alive and got to Jaime and grabbed itself to his spine. And so he bonded with him, so they had like a symbiotic relationship. Later on, Jaime woke up and he was like, wait a minute, I'm in this suit, he was flying, like, what's going on? And then the scarab spoke to him. Kind of let him know that he was like, they were sharing this relationship together and they were kind of working as a duo team. And so Jaime was kind of like afraid at first and he trying to take the suit off, but eventually he became calm and it was okay. And he started enjoying having it on and being able to just do all these different cool things that he couldn't do before. Jaime later discovered that the scarab came from an alien race, that it was actually a piece of alien technology from a group called the Reach. So what the Reach were a group of high-powered aliens that created these tech scarabs that they would send to different planets that they wanted to conquer. So when the scarab would arrive, they basically had the scarab control the person inside of the costume and kind of present themselves as a hero. And then they would later use that ruse to take over when they came to the planets. They already had somebody on the inside and dominate the world. So Jaime discovered this, and the scarab kind of talked to him a lot about it. And so by the scarab living on Earth for a long time, because this is like the third Blue Beetle, so it kind of got accustomed to Earth and wanted to stay with us and help us. So it helped him fight off the Reach. Blue Beetle's powers include super strength, durability, combat skills, weapon manipulation, and technology situational adaptiveness. So basically this suit comes on like a suit of armor, it lets him fly, and it can turn into almost any weapon you can think of or imagine. But what I really like is the situational awareness, because it adapts to what's going on in the situation. Like if he goes underwater, it'll become a breathing mask for him to use. If he has to go out of space, same thing. Or if he wants to use swords versus using like some kind of sonic cannon, the suit adapts to what he needs. The best example of this is in an animated show called Young Justice in season 2. That was where I kind of got my go around of this version of Blue Beetle. I suggest checking that out if you want to learn more about him. He does a great job of being this character, and they explain a lot of the history and mix in some of that comic book lore.
It's the scarab, the thing stuck to my spine that gives me the armor, the powers. It's an artificial intelligence created by Ted Cord. You know, the previous Blue Beetle.
Also, he is a great character to fight with in the DC game Injustice. He is in Injustice 2 as a playable character. Check out some of his moves.
Advantage scarab.
That was dope. All right, let's go to my next character on my list. My number 4 character is Echo, also known as Maya Lopez. Echo first appeared in Daredevil Volume 2, number 9. Maya is a unique character in this because she is biracial. She is Native American on her father's side, and she is Hispanic on her mother's side. So Maya was born deaf. She couldn't hear, but she was able to read lips pretty well. Her father was a mob enforcer working for Kingpin. And after the Kingpin had ran out of use for him, he decided to have her father killed. Maya's dad reached out to Kingpin and told him, one thing I need you to do is I need someone to take care of Maya. Please take care of her. She can't be alone. She's a little child. And Kingpin felt kind of guilty about this and decided to keep and raise her. But before that, Maya came in and she saw him, and then it's dying where she reached out to her and he had blood on his hand and he touched her face. And that's why she has this handprint on her face. In the comic books, but he left a bloody handprint on her as a kid. But as she's an adult now, she uses it as Cheyenne war paint to as a memory of her father. So she has this white print that's stuck on her face. And it later was discovered that Maya has photographic reflexes. So anything she sees, she's able to copy and imitate. So basically, it's the same ability as the Marvel villain Taskmaster. Currently, she had got into a contest with several of the Avengers to decide who will be able to control the Phoenix Force. The Phoenix Force is this powerful entity, usually upheld by Jean Grey of the X-Men, but it decided to go a different route because they had been with Jean for so long. So a lot of the Avengers each had pieces of the Phoenix Force, and they kind of fought it all out, and Maya was the one who came victorious. So now, not only does she have photographic reflexes, she has super strength, super speed, and near omnipotent powers of creation and destruction because of the Phoenix Force. Okay, my third character is Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes. Robbie first appeared as the all-new Ghost Rider in All-New Ghost Rider #1 from 2014. So Robbie Reyes, no correlation to Blue Beetle, by the way. Robbie Reyes is a average kid. He works as a mechanic, and he lives in a very difficult East LA neighborhood in California. So he has a younger brother who is wheelchair bound and has special needs. And all he really wants to do is to make a safe place for him and his brother to live. So while working at this auto shop and on all these old cars, one car comes in that looks really different, and he just like really takes to this. And so this gang member approaches Robbie and says, "Look, I got a way to make some fast money." And he says, "You can enter into this auto race." And he said the prize is $50,000. And Robbie was like, "This is my chance to get out now. Like, if I enter this race, we win, we get the money. I can move out of this neighborhood and have a better place for my brother and myself." So he accepts the challenge and he enters the race. And Robbie is an excellent driver. He takes the lead. He's holding it for a while. And unbeknownst to him, the gang had planned on having Robbie, not make it. So they kind of crashed into the car. They kind of pulled him over. And at first, Robbie thought it was the police, maybe because he's doing this illegal car race. But it turned out it was the rival gang. The rival gang then got out and assassinated Robbie. The gang didn't want to leave any evidence, so they decided to set the car on fire and left. As the car was burning and Robbie's laying there, the spirit of the ghost came into Robbie and transformed him into the modern day Ghost Rider. So it also turned the car, because it was possessed, called the Hell Rider. So this is the first Ghost Rider that has not used a motorcycle. Typically, Ghost Rider rides a motorcycle, but now he has this car called the Hell Charger. So now Robbie goes around trying to help the innocents and seek vengeance for any innocent that is damaged as the Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider's powers include super strength, speed, chain manipulation, durability, healing, pyrokinesis, and one of my favorite powers is penance stare. What this is when the Ghost Rider grabs someone and looks them in their face, he can actually use his penance stare to make the person feel all the pain and hurt that they have inflicted on others.
It's time to pay for your sins.
Recently, though, there's a new book called Avengers Forever, where actually Robbie has taken center stage as the Ghost Rider. It's this new group of masters of evil kind of have come together to destroy the Avengers of all time. So it's pulling Avengers from the past, present, and future to help stop them. And in the future, Robbie is the ultimate Ghost Rider. He is known as the All Rider. My number 2 character on my list, you may have guessed it, wondering where this person has been, where they were going to fall, is of course Beast Boy from DC Comics. Right? Beast Boy first appeared in Doom Patrol number 99. Alright, Beast Boy, also known as Garfield Logan, was living with his parents in, I believe in Africa, and he contracted some kind of rare disease. It was going to kill him. So his parents were both scientists, and they were doing experimentation on animals. And there was this rare green monkey that had this healing ability. So they used some of the DNA and made this serum from that to help heal their son. So they used the serum on Garfield, and miraculously, he was healed. However, the side effects from the serum left him with green skin and the ability to mimic any animal he sees. So Beast Boy kind of used this and stayed and kind of helped out for a while, but as he started to get older, he left the family home and moved on and hung out with a group called Doom Patrol. So he stayed with them for a while because Doom Patrol was made up of all these weird, interesting characters with real-like powers, and he fit right in. He stayed with them for quite a while until a new group was formed called Titan West. And Beast Boy left Doom Patrol to join Titan West. This is where he met Cyborg, who kind of took him under his wing because he was the youngest one and Cyborg was the oldest at the time. So they kind of he looked at him and helped him acclimate to the life of a superhero, where Doom Patrol was not always doing superhero stuff. So he wanted better. And after that, Robin, who then had left Batman, had become Nightwing, and he had a whole new different group of people, and they formed the Teen Titans. All right, but while Beast Boy was with Titan West, he changed his name. His name then became Changeling. So he kept that a while, and then once he joined Teen Titans, he went back to Beast Boy. This is where he met the characters you may have seen him with in other TV shows or comics from like Teen Titans Go. So the Starfire, Raven, Cyborg, and Robin, also Nightwing at the time.
That's cool, that's super dope. I like that right there, that's what's up. Come kick it with your boy, baby, that's what's up. I get down with the DP, that's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up, yeah, that's what's up. You know, this right here, yo, that's what's up.
Right, his powers include the ability to morph into any animal he sees, as well as mimic their attributes and abilities. So it doesn't have to be an animal that's alive. Like he can go back to the prehistoric times as well as futuristic animals, and he can morph into all of those things and take on their physiology and strengths. All right, and my number one Hispanic comic book character, you may have guessed it already, it is Miles Morales, Spider-Man. All right, Miles Morales first appeared in Ultimate Fallout number 4 from 2011. So in the early 2000s, Marvel did this whole reboot of a lot of their characters, and they called it the Marvel Ultimate Universe. So you had Ultimate Spider-Man, the Avengers, which was also called the Ultimates, Ultimate X-Men, and Ultimate Fantastic Four. So it was a little different. Like it started off with the younger Peter Parker, and it kind of went to him battling and learning his abilities and battling the Green Goblin, Norman Osborn. But the Green Goblin wasn't like the one in the regular universe. This Green Goblin, Norman, used a new version of the Oz formula, which was a mixture of the super soldier serum as well as Hulk DNA. So when he used this version of the Green Goblin is totally different. He's bigger, bulky, almost like a monster, has wings, stronger claws, and he has the ability to shoot fire. Like the original Green Goblin wore a costume. It was more about Norman's psychosis. This one is more about a physical transformation. Miles went to go visit his Uncle Aaron, and that was the Prowler who broke into the lab. That spider that was in his bag bit Miles and gave him the same powers as Peter Parker, right? Spider-Man. So he had the ability to crawl up on walls, the spider sense, super strength, and a little healing. But he also got 2 new powers because of the Oz formula. So he got the ability to camouflage himself into any surrounding, which sometimes he uses to become invisible. And he also developed his Venom Blast, which is the ability to kind of generate his electric shock and kind of hold in his fingers, and he can kind of discharge it when he goes out to fight people. So those are my top 5 Hispanic comic book characters. But I do got 2 bonuses for you, so hold on, don't go away just yet. Okay, the first bonus, I'm kind of rocking a shirt with it, you may not be able to see it, but is America Chavez, also known as Miss America in the comics, and she is a member of the Young Avengers. You may have seen her in the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. That was her MCU debut. If you want to know more about America Chavez, definitely check out the Young Avengers. And actually, the MCU has kind of been setting up some of these characters because in several TV shows and movies, they've laid some seeds of different people who will become members of the Young Avengers. And my final bonus character for you all is the Spider-Man of 2099, Miguel O'Hara. So you may have seen this character if you saw Into the Spider-Verse, one of the bonus scenes. He makes an appearance in there. But toward the end of the 90s, like Marvel started to do this whole 2099 line, like the ultimate line. So you had Spider-Man 2099, X-Men 2099, the Hulk, and Doctor Doom 2099. So what I really like about Miguel O'Hara, he has a different way of using his spider powers. He used this formula from Peter Parker, actually, like his DNA, to help give him these spider powers. But instead of having the ability to stick to walls, he actually developed talons on his fingers and on the bottom of his feet. So he doesn't literally stick. He uses the talons to grip into it, like the little hairs that the spiders have on their legs to attach themselves to the walls and surfaces they climb upon. He also has fangs that he grew in as well. So I just loved him because he was super fast. He has all this high flying, speeding action. But one of the honors to the Hispanic culture is that his outfit that he wears is like this blue and red design with a skull on it on the front, and it has a webbing of a cape. That is actually the Day of the Dead Festival's outfit in 2099. So it wasn't something that he just came up with originally. It was like that's the costume. He just modified it very slightly. And those are all of my characters of Hispanic origin for Hispanic Heritage Month. If you like this video, consider giving it a like. If you really enjoyed it, consider to subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to notify you when new videos drop. I'm gonna try to drop more as I can. And also, let me know, give me a comment. What did you think? Did I get one of your top 5? Did I miss some of yours? What are some characters you think I really should go back and talk about some more? All right, let me know. Drop a comment below. And until next time, peace. If you don't have it, you are truly missing it. What's up? We are talking about Fiction Ink Flow. What's up? If you don't have it, you are truly missing it. Fiction Ink Flow. What's up? We are talking about Fiction Ink Flow.